Hey everyone, Mike Vignola here. Welcome to the comprehensive guide for the Infinite Motion Engine 2.0. Today we'll cover every parameter on both the main and effects pages, providing you with a full understanding of this powerful sound design tool. Let's start with the heart of the engine, which is the LFO. Please note this is a visual example of how the UI functions. For an audio example, please check out our prospective in-depth walkthroughs of our instruments. There you will find preset showcases and more. On-off LFO switch. Click this to toggle the LFO modulation on or off, influencing the dynamic aspect of the sound. Rate. Adjust the rate of the LFO by clicking and holding the horizontal arrows, moving it left or right. Depth. This modifies the amplitude of the modulation by clicking and dragging up or down. LFO Select Tool. Select from the 5 LFO shapes to define the type of modulation applied. Crossfade. Use this to blend sounds between two layers controlled by Midi CC1. LFO Link Button. Link parameters to the master LFO to individually control the modulation depth. Attenuverter. This adjusts the modulation's influence over the master LFO by dragging the control up or down. This will only control the depth of the master LFO, and it will be relative to the percentage of the master LFO. So say you have the master LFO set to 100%. By setting the attenuverter to 50%, it will be relative to that percentage. So as you can see, when you drag down the master LFO depth to 50%, it will be half that percent. So 25% of the modulation will affect the assigned parameter. The LFO Tempo Sync. Quantize the LFO to your session's tempo, choosing from various rhythmic divisions. Expression. Manage the overall volume of the patch via CC11. Randomizer. Randomize settings for low pass, high pass, pan, and attenuverters, as well as the source material for both layers. Note that the randomizer will only affect the main page of these settings. LFO Bybass. This locks the relative values of parameters to the master LFO. Volume Fader. Control the volume of each layer. The visual feedback lightens as volume decreases. Fine-tune knob. Change the pitch of the layer up or down by cents to 1 octave. Purge layer button. Remove a layer from the interface to save RAM or isolate sounds. Layer menu. Choose the source material for each layer via the drop-down menu, or use the left and right toggle. Waveform. This displays a graphical depiction of the sound source and shows how long the performance evolves. ADSR. This adjusts the attack, decay, sustain, and release settings of the layer. Filter link. This syncs both layers together, so the settings are the same. Panning knob. Control the stereo field for each layer, adjusting it to lean more towards the left or the right. Low and high pass filters. Switch between filters to adjust the bandwidth. Polarity Flip reverses the direction of the LFO. Velocity Curve. Adjust the sensitivity to plane dynamics. Now let's explore the effects page, where you can add additional character and texture to your sound. Convolution Reverb. Access over 50 impulse responses from real-world rooms to iconic lexicon reverbs. Delay. Set delay timing with choices from whole note to 1 256th notes, and creating ping-pong effects by adjusting the pan. Phaser. Use this all-phase filter to alter the phase relation within your signal. Width. Control the stereo image, expanding it or reducing it to mono. Distortion. Applies a transistor effect to enhance the signal's harshness. Saturation. Add warmth to the signal, emulating an analog tone. Rotator. Simulates the sound of a rotating speaker cabinet for a classic effect. Chorus. Thicken your audio by detuning and doubling the signal. Lo-fi. Introduces digital artifacts like quantization noise or aliases for a vintage effect. Tape saturation. Applies analog warmth and presence. Effects Assign button. Target effects to specific layers or apply them globally. Snapshot section. These are our presets. Use the snapshot icon to access and manage presets. Also, don't forget about our multi-patches. This is another great way to explore how deep the engine can go, by combining different presets or building patches from scratch. Some quick tips. You can always go to your default settings of the UI on any parameter by clicking Control and the perspective parameter you'd like to set back to its original position, like this. So you can quickly reset any parameter you like. To adjust values in Sense for precise control, hold Shift, left-click, and drag the mouse to your target value or your Midi controller. This is essential to fine-tuning pitch and other parameters on the UI. To CC Learn, you can right-click any knob or fader and then move your Midi controller to assign it, streamlining your workflow. The only thing Midi CC Learn doesn't work on is the effects assign parameters on the effects page. If you use complete control and have Native Instruments hardware, all our instruments are NKS compatible. Also note, we have an info window right below the keyboard, so you want to go to View and make sure the Info tab is selected on. You'll see a little check mark. It'll have this little bar here. And then when you hover over anything, right here within Kontakt, you can get a refresher right below the UI. That's it for this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support really helps us grow. If you have any questions or would like to see anything else, please let us know in the comments below. Thanks, and see you on the next one.